Good morning, traders. Today is Wednesday, September 7th. My name is Charles, and this is the Pirate Traders live stream. Bow, 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 bow. The Pirate Traders live stream. All right. Well, let's start by stepping back and taking a look at the daily. So yesterday we did something that was a pretty big deal in my opinion, which was we had this trend line from the lows on the daily, okay? And the concept basically is if bigger traders were buying this and seeing it as a low for the market to get continuation higher, they should be trying to buy the support when it comes back and tests this trend line once again. Well, yesterday we spent the day basically grinding up and down on top of that and then closed below it. So that to me, on a sort of a longer term basis, on a daily basis, is a little bit bearish to see. So that's the first thing I'm going into today with, is the fact that breaking that trend is a little bit bearish. Then when we zoom into the profile, we can see that yesterday's trade left value lower than the previous day. That can be a sign the market is getting ready to start a new trend to the downside. So essentially, Friday and Monday and the weekend would have been a form of balance, absorbing this move, and we could be starting a new move from here. So that is also a little bit bearish to see. So I would say I am neutral to bearish going into the morning this morning. There is also a very real possibility we could just rotate sideways and have a day today that is a lot like yesterday. And of course, anytime we open inside the previous day's range, particularly if we open near the previous day, wherever the previous day spent the most time and brought in the most volume, we're likely to get a lot of chop first thing in the morning. So that is my focus. When the opening bell rings here in about 5 minutes, I am looking for chop, a lot of chop. We got resistance in these little nodes of volume from yesterday and the overnight up here between like 39.18 and 39.13. So we'll be looking for the market to push up into there, get some resistance, and then start to head back down. And then we've got a lot of different areas of support here. Anywhere in here, down in here, and in here. So that's why I say I'm expecting a lot of grind and a lot of chop this morning. And kind of just testing each node of volume. When we get to one, do we push through, head to test the next? I really don't feel like we can look for what you might call like a breakout in one direction or another until we get above or below the overnight high or the overnight low. Otherwise, chop, unfortunately. TV, no sound. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, it's on UTV. Aye, Captain, we can hear ye. So, Charles, when you say there's a chance we might just rotate today, why? If we rotated yesterday and we rotated in the overnight, surely the market is done with this balance and ready to make a move to a new place. Sometimes balance leads to balance. We got a lot of weakness above and below in need of repair. And the market could just spend the day kind of bouncing from reference to reference. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Not much to talk about this morning. Sorry, guys. Getting boring over here. Just waiting on the chop. All right, we got one more minute till the market opens. Jump in the chat, hit up that survey. Let us know, where do you think the market's going to go? Up, down, or sideways? Where are we going today? We going to break that overnight high or that overnight low? And when we do, will we get resistance and continuation? What do you think? All right, the market is open. Let the chop begin. They grind the market up. They get resistance and then they pull it back down. We got 130 people hanging out. 48 likes. Let's see if we can pump those likes. Little thumbs up action to get the market moving this morning. Sounds like a plan to me. All right, anyone else want to get that survey? Last chance. Going once. Going twice. Is the market going to go up, down, or sideways? What do you think? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Okay, pushing up into some resistance here. All right, the results are in. 38. Ooh, wow, very even results here. 38% down, 32% sideways, 28% up. You know what that means, sideways. Same number of people think it's going to go up as think it's going to go down. It goes sideways. The vacay was good. Thank you for asking, Rocket. I'm relaxed and refreshed and ready to make some money. Going to Hawaii next week. Ooh, or next Wednesday. Perfect timing. It's going to be nice. All right, looks like they're heading up to repair that first week reference at 39.1550. We're looking for a repair and then some resistance to come back down towards the opening. And then we can test and see, does this area around the opening price, does this become support? Or do we pass right back through? Okay, there's a repair of the first week reference. Looking for resistance. And then a test of the support. Getting some short covering. All right, there's a repair of the second week reference. And looks like we're getting the test of the overnight high. All right, that's a little bit bullish. Let's see if we can get some support now. We should see the ticks be able to hold themselves at the 0 line here if we are going to find support and get continuation higher. If the ticks get slapped back down below the 0 line, we're probably going to get more chop. All right, getting some support. All right, well, that's support at the overnight high, which is bullish. Only on the very short term right now because we're still inside yesterday's range, which still, of course, increases the odds of chop. But the fact that we got above the overnight high and are now finding new buyers up here is bullish. That we may want to head up and test 39.40. Okay, once again, support at the overnight high. Scooball, it's short covering and FOMO. Absolutely could be, but guess who's winning? The FOMO. Let's see how far they can push it. Can they get up there to 39.40? Seven yesterday was a look below and fail. A look below and fail of what? Not that trend line. We closed below it. If you're talking about this, today could have turned it into a look below and fail. But yesterday we closed down here. Also on decent volume. I wouldn't get bullish in the least unless we got above yesterday's high. I mean, obviously bullish on the short term to go up there and test it, but I'm saying as far as like a big move, I wouldn't see that. Not yet. David, what's the starting letter for my overnight TPO? It's the lowercase, or it's A. It's the uppercase A. Same as the, it's just a new profile that starts. So it starts with the letter A, works its way all the way through the alphabet, then goes to lowercase, then goes to weird symbols. David, that would mean our time is off. I wonder, are yours 30 minutes? And it starts right at 4 p.m.? Screwball, bad taper, short covering squeeze. Yeah, I mean it seems like it would be short-term traders though because it's so exact that high. So I bet you if the buyers can grind their way through this resistance, there's going to be another short covering pop. Screwball, if that breaks. Yes, correct. If it breaks. Okay, so we're testing that overnight high once again. Will the buyers step in? Take another poke at this resistance. All right, well, no support right now at the overnight high. So I'm looking for support at the halfback around 39.17. If that breaks, then we're going to end up just going right back into a chop zone and probably grind for hours. So we are really looking for some support here to take another poke at 39.30. All right, moment of truth for the buyers. Can we get those ticks back above the zero line? All right, well, previous support, what was the overnight high, was acting as support before, is now starting to become resistance. So that is less than bearish to see. Got to get those ticks above that zero line. Or I guess now hold them above that zero line. There we go. Esco, serious poor high? No, it's not a poor high. It's a good high. Um, it's a good high. It's actually a good taper too on the high. It's just the way it was created was very weak. You could tell it was short-term traders piling on there. Esco, it's not poor structure. No, it would only be poor if another TPO today were to come up and stop at the same spot. Right now, we're still in the A period, so it really can't make a bad high unless it's against a high from a previous day or something. Stan, even though it was an iceberg, yeah, like I say, it's weak, kind of how it was created, but it's not the definition of weak, not the official definition. All right, well, I've lost that bullish feeling. These ticks are telling us we've got resistance. The overnight high, which was support, is now becoming resistance. So I think we're going to get some more chop here, some more grinding around. John Less, we lost that bullish feeling. Whoa, that bullish feeling. We lost that bullish feeling, and then the bulls got squeezed. I timed it perfectly. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, so once again, we're looking to test this area right around the opening price, 39.08. Looking for support there. And more grind. Johnny, can you explain taper when you use it in the profile, when it's good and when it's bad? Yes, sir. Today's a funky example of it, so why not? So what you have here is actually good taper. It doesn't visually look like it's good. It looks like the market just like, boom, ran into a wall and instantly stopped, because that's what it did. But technically, all you're really looking for as a signal of good taper is that the volume is less and less for the last, say 4 or 5 TPOs. That's really what you're looking for. So the fact that we had, 6,800, 62, 58, 43, 36, that is good taper. But it's not great taper. You know what I mean? It's acceptable. I shouldn't say it's good. It's acceptable taper. So if this were the high of the day, it would be a good high. But it just doesn't look very good, does it? Right? It doesn't look like this. This is what good taper looks like. You can see the volume slowly fading off. I need to actually fix the data there. Good taper, you can watch the volume slowly drifting less and less and less. This, you can tell it just instantly stopped like a brick, or like hitting a brick wall. So it's not great taper. It's not, nothing to write home about. All right, so now we're looking for this area around the overnight high to act as resistance once again, as it did just now in the A period. I'm not saying paper, guys. Taper with a T. Taper. To taper is to slowly reduce volume. So I'm, of course, just waiting for these ticks to get slapped down like they did last time. Tapir? Ladies and gentlemen, may I present you Chop. Chopsville, USA. This is all just short-term traders picking each other's pockets. They are instantly taking profits. Screwball, there was some liquidation and now resistance at the top of it. Yeah, I just see it as all short term, man. So the buyers who pushed the market up here, they ran out of steam instantly. As soon as there were sellers waiting to pile on up here, these people exited, right? And then those sellers, they pushed the market lower. As soon as they got a liquidation break, one little liquidation break, they exited. The buyers of that liquidation break, where did they exit? Right when they pushed back up into the resistance. So we've just got traders who are only making 5-point trades here. This is a scalper's market. And those scalpers love chop. Okay, so now as we start to give those sellers from the overnight high a chance to take profits, we're looking for support here between 39.11 and 39.05. If we start to pass back through, or say 39.07 actually, as we start to pass through the opening price, I would start to get a little bit bearish, that we might build some momentum to the downside. But my guess is that we're probably just going to find support and push right back up. So let's see what happens as the chop continues. Okay, just one more signal that it's short-term traders participating in the markets. The fact that the 20 moving average on the 15-minute candles acted exactly as perfect support. Both indices is a sign all it took were those bots stepping in. And all those sellers took profits. So the chop will continue. Screwball, another chop day. I do feel like that's possible. I don't think it'll last all day, especially with the break of that trend line. You know, I would suspect that we're going to probably just grind for a few hours, and at some point we're going to go one way or another. But for now, chop. Indecision. We should have guessed, right? What was our opening survey? 30% up, 30% down, 30% sideways. This is what you get as a result of that. Phoenix rising. while it's slow, just mentioning that Jim Dalton said this morning that the 2 p.m. binge book release would be studied carefully by larger investors and may add some volatility. 2 p.m. I would love some volatility. I would love some volatility in a direction. It's like that meme of the stick man kicking the stick. Do something. Come on, market. Do something. Scooball, market to learn patience. I need that lesson after yesterday. Yeah, me too. I was so excited to get back in front of the computer and trade yesterday. I just was like demanding trades all day from the market. And the market taught me the lesson. No, no, no. You must wait. You must be patient. All right, so let's see if we can find some support here at the halfback. If not, coming back down to test the 39.11 area once again. If we can find support, we can try to poke through the resistance at the overnight high. All right, let's see if we finally built up enough steam to get through this resistance. Up here at about 25. Can we get through? I don't know, Captain. Okay, so now as we poke through, does previous resistance become support? Does the overnight high once again start to act as support? Okay, here's that test. We're looking for support. We want to keep these ticks above the zero line. Okay, we got a weak high now in the C period. Sorry, a poor high. Increasing the odds, we'll get a push away, looking for support to come back and repair it. If we instantly repair it, that is a little bit more bullish, as we'll begin one time framing higher. And then that brings that weak reference at 39.40 back into play. So we start one time framing. We're looking for a target of repairing this and support above that overnight high. Okay, there is the repair of the poor high, which is the more bullish scenario. The market is now one time framing higher. So look for a test of support once again at that overnight high, 39.24. If that holds, we should be able to head up to 39.40 and repair that weak reference. I wouldn't get overly excited just because we repair that weak reference, because the market could run out of steam and instantly pull right back down. Only if we can get above yesterday's high, come back down and find support, would I really get bullish on the daily for continuation higher. Otherwise, as long as we're inside of yesterday's range, there is still a good chance the market will need to grind today and just go sideways. So it's okay to get bullish to try to repair the weak reference, because that's a magnet that's pulling on price. But beyond that, I would be in wait and see mode, whether or not we're going to get continuation from there. Also, I mean, it's very early, way early to make this statement, but we do now have value overlapping to higher from yesterday by just a hair. And of course, if you get that, if you get value lower one day and then overlapping to higher the next day, it further increases the odds the market needs to go sideways. So no reason to get overly bullish yet. Look for a repair of 40, and then can we get above yesterday's high? Until that happens, don't get too excited. And with that, I shall bid you farewell and wish you the best of luck for the rest of today. If you're a member of the brigade, you know what time it is. Let's ride.